All right, we're at the end of the spring run here at Lafayette Blue Springs State Park. And we were at the end of the ADA, as you can see right over here. And now it's going to take us down along the perimeter of this part of this spring, which is just before or after the land bridge over here. It's pretty cool. So we'll take you over there. And then the water flows from the spring boil underneath the actually through the earth. There's a little hole right through there, and here's the spring run, which takes you to right over here, which is the Swanee River. There's only two families here, just our family and the other family on the other side. But down over here, as I was filming, there is a nice turtle right over here. Nice little turtle. Okay, so let's bring you to the land bridge over here. So as we walk, again, you can imagine this place if it was packed during the summer, if it was hotter, that there would be just people all around. But having these two families here makes it a lot more spacious, and we're able to do a lot of stuff here. So this is pretty cool. So you can see over here, these rocks, this is limestone. The limestone is porous. Limestone is one of the rocks that primarily is in the state of Florida. I learned a lot about limestone when I was in Miami. And so this particular rock right here.
It hurts.
Yes.
Look at my feet.
Okay, what I was saying before. So this particular rock, when I was in Miami at the Venetian pool, they have one spring, which is in Coral Gables, which is very, very surprising, is that there's this one spring that bubbles up 52 million gallons of water into the Venetian pool, and it's natural. And so that's how the water comes from. Now I'm surprised that there's aquifer all the way down in Miami. It's the only one that we know of that allows the water to come from the aquifer system, within the state of Florida, and comes up to the surface. So let me turn. So this natural land bridge right over here brings you to the spring boil. There's a couple of spring boils. There's a couple over here, and then off to the side there's another spring boil. So this is a whole cavern system of caves that goes miles and miles and miles that way. So I showed you the information board, and on that information board shows you the cave system underneath this entire area. And it's I guess you'd say an underground water source that brings the water up and then comes right over here. And there are many springs that feed into various rivers, such as the Swanee, Santa Fe, and Crystal River. So these particular springs, which is more than 1,000 in Florida, feed our waterways. Now, one of the other things you got to know is Florida is the only. Let me say that again. Is the only state in the entire United States that has this many springs, and we primarily get the water from our spring, the aquifer. We don't have any mountains, so we don't gather all that water that comes down into the mountains, into the rivers and the lakes. We don't have any mountains, so the aquifer is vital for us to get our water source. We don't do any desalinization like some other places. It's truly, outrageously expensive. So the aquifer is very, very important to us. So there's been some studies over the years now that have told us that our aquifer is not only dangerously low, but it's polluted. It's polluted because of from farming. There's all kinds of nitrates that get into the water source that goes into the water, but now it's coming into the actual water source itself. So and the water is starting to get pulled into different areas. So if we have somewhere around, and don't quote me on this, 34 million people in Florida, the main water source is underneath the ground. And so when we get it from the springs, it gets into our pipes, and we use that water in order to drink and do, the other things we do with our water. So there's various organizations in and around Florida that really, we should be protecting this aquifer, and we're not doing a very, very good job. So imagine if all the water is gone. Where are we going to get our water? We're going to be really struggling, and we would have to pay other states for their water if the water goes into the mountains and then pours into their rivers. That's truly expensive, and that's how California and Arizona and all these other places are getting their mountain water source, because it comes from the Colorado River, all the way up in the mountains where, the water source comes from the Rockies. So our water source is underneath the ground. If that's depleted, then where do we get our water? That's truly, truly a scary thought. But anyway, I digress. We're going to enjoy this spring right now. So you can see my two daughters in the water over here. They're the only small little kids over here. So it separates it, and there's a demarcation. There's a demarcation line right over here, which splits the clear spring water from the tannic acid water over there. And that's why the colors are different. Clear and brown. Clear and brown, and then it mixes. So I don't know what kind of magnitude spring this is, but it's pretty strong, as you can see the water flowing past here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get into the water with the Acaso EK7000 and go underneath the water and check out the spring right over here. Okay, so if you like what you see here on Blab Dad, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button. Ding! And share this video of Lafayette Blue Springs State Park. All right, it's time to go underwater. Bye.